After the three scorecards were read, my reaction was that this fight was misscored. Again, Golovkin was the clear winner in the fight. He should have had the decision. It's the responsibility of those judges. They're professionals. They're experienced judges, all of them, to come up with the right decision. The stakes were too high, and unfortunately, they got it wrong. There's room for certainly subjective opinions with respect to certain rounds. There is an objective way to look at a fight, and to me, it was clear that Golovkin was a clear winner in 6 of the rounds. There would be no way to get to a 118, 110 score, so there was something wrong there, something clearly incompetent. Judges are trained professionals, and they need to cut out influences other than what they're watching in the ring. It's true that a crowd's reaction to punches will naturally affect human beings, and there have been some suggestions in the sport that perhaps judges should wear earplugs to cut out those sounds. I don't necessarily believe in that. I believe the judge needs to be trained to concentrate. Steve Weisfeld, who is going to be one of the judges in the next fight, speaks about that in his seminars. As a judge, simply training yourself to concentrate, counting up to 100. This is the example he gives, without losing focus. So it's a judge's job to score fights correctly. And I don't think we can give them excuses by saying that the crowd, the noise of the crowd, the favoritism of the crowd for a particular fighter should influence their decisions. Judges immediately following the round will write down their score on a scorecard. Although some practices differ, the usual practice is for the referee at the end of the round to collect each of the 3 scorecards of the 3 judges and bring it over to the commission table where there's a master scorecard and where the scores are tabulated. No judge will know what another judge is scoring. I think what the commission is looking for is, first of all, competence, accurate scoring, a history of that for a particular judge, and in addition, experience in the biggest fights. Obviously, the bright lights do have an effect on all human beings. We speak about the noise of the crowd. We speak about the momentousness of the event. Obviously, you need to select a judge that has dealt with that atmosphere before. But most of what we're looking at is a record of good scoring. Judges who always carry themselves as professionals, who come up with the right scores all the time or almost all the time. I believe there's an excellent panel of judges for the rematch. Steve Weisfeld is perhaps the best judge on the sport. Glenn Feldman as well, he's a top judge. And Dave Moretti is the one judge who scored the first Golovkin Alvarez fight correctly. So I think they have a very competent panel.